What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Keeta today. KTA. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it, okay? It is the 29th day of January, and here we are at about 31 cents, down 8.7% on the day. 8 hours, 26 minutes left in this day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Let's get into it, okay? A few days ago, maybe like 5 days ago, I was calling for a relative high here because we had found resistance at this exact point multiple times before, and even support. Seemed like a relative area to find resistance, so I made a short-term play and sold a little bit of KTA. I didn't sell all my KTA, not even close, but I just sold a little bit. And it worked out pretty well for the first day, but then the next 3 days we actually pumped higher. Yesterday, I made a video at the top saying this is fake, this is false. I don't expect that we're going to go higher. Volume's decreasing as we're moving up. I don't expect that we're going to move higher. We're probably going to move down. And, well, here we are down 8% on the day. If you've been following along, you know that we are expecting the price for KTA to go below 27 cents, oh so slightly below there, find support, and then move up. That's what we're expecting. So just another higher low, right? Again, I haven't sold all my KTA. 90+% of it is being held still. I'm not selling it, but I'm a trader at heart, so I have a little bit of fun whenever I see an opportunity come its way. When opportunity strikes, I never sell the full bag. I never sell half the bag. I don't sell a quarter of the bag. I sell a very small portion of the bag. That way, if I'm wrong, I'm still making money, right? If I sell and the price keeps going up, I'm still making money, and not to a deficit of any significant degree just because I wanted to play with my capital. But if I'm right and that 5% can turn into 10%, well, cool. I just made an extra 5% KTA, which who knows how much extra that'll be. It'll probably be more than 5% growth overall, right? Anyways, explaining my own thoughts aside, let's get into the TA, okay? 31 cents. What I'm trying to say is that if you're like me and you like to play a little bit here and there, don't do it with a lot of money. Treat it like gambling. I don't care how sophisticated of a trader you are. Treat it like gambling. I have a lot of people who are like, isn't that basically just gambling? Yeah, it basically is. The same way that, I don't know, if you turn left and into oncoming traffic and you don't use your blinker, that's gambling, right? It's gambling to a certain degree. Anything's a gamble, but it is gambling. And you don't go to Vegas with your life savings on the table. You go to Vegas with this week's paycheck on the table, or maybe a tenth of that, right? You don't go to Vegas with your life savings. So treat it the same way, right? Anytime that you're making trades, the best thing to do is just buy and hold. But if you want to play, treat it like gambling, because it basically is. 31 cents right now, 8 hours 23 minutes. Shenanigans aside, let's get into it. Okay, I very much do believe that we're going to go lower. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame here. So we're looking at this on Coinbase. There are some gaps to the upside, which is nice. We have this gap all the way back here, at about 27.19 to 27 cents right there. I do believe we're going to fill that gap personally. Typically, we do. If you're just using that as a implication that we're going to go down, if that's the only thing you have to suggest that, that's not good enough. You need to find other reasons, right? Because gaps, though they typically do get filled on Coinbase on the 1 hour time frame, not every single gap does, and they don't have to. There's no requirement for it. 1 hour time frame here, you're moving up. Imagine we're here. We're moving up, okay, and there's less volume. That's not bullish. This is exactly why at the top I was saying, this is probably false price action. And then we sold, and we had a lot of volume, right? We haven't had a lot of volume come in since we've moved back down, but in all fairness, we didn't have a lot of volume come back up, so I don't think it's necessary. I do think that once we break below this level here, once we push a little bit lower, we'll probably see the volume start to pick back up again, and that'll validate that we do go a little bit lower. The RSI is bearish, stochastics are bearish, and the MACD, of course, is bearish as well. We have the 4 hour time frame here, a little bit of a double top in the RSI, a little bit of bearish divergence there. You've made that move down. Technically, you don't need to move lower based off this bearish divergence. That's fulfilled, but the RSI does seem a bit, I mean, honestly, it actually seems a bit bullish. This is a pretty bullish RSI. Typically, we actually bounce right here. So, if anything, again, maybe we do find some support, prior resistance. We're at about 30.8 cents now. We could move up to like 33 cents, 35 cents, somewhere in between there, and then come down. We could get a double top and then come down. So don't be swayed by any kind of upside price action from here. Stochastics look bearish. The MACD just crossed red. I mean, but overall, it's bullish. I don't expect this to be, again, I don't expect this to be some kind of like crazy downtrend that breaks us down to zero and it breaks everything. But I do expect that from a higher low perspective, we break through this line and we probably find support somewhere in this area here, this designated zone. The reason why I think we'll find support somewhere in that designated area there, we look at the daily time frame here. Come on now. We take our low to our high, and 27.5 cents is the 0.5. A lot of crypto's been finding support there. You can wick a little bit below there, and that would fill the gap. Or maybe we go to the golden ratio at 25.5 cents to 24.4 cents. Maybe we go somewhere in there, find support there, and fill the gap simultaneously at the same time. So while providing a higher low overall, right? So that's my reasoning for that. I don't know if we have to go down to 25.5 cents or 24.4 cents, but I very much do believe that we will see 27 cents or below whenever this move is all said and done to the downside. Again, by the time you watch this video, we might be finding support. We could be back at 32 cents. That doesn't mean that I'm wrong. It just means we saw a little volatility before going lower. My thought in going to 27 cents or lower becomes valid once we get a day to close below 29.6 cents. Again, I don't expect this to be a long-lived experience. From a high to a low here, that took you 5 days. From a high to a low here, that took you about 7 days or 6 days. I don't know, I'm not going to count, but just looking at it, about a week. It's the second day now since the high. 1, 2. I would expect within the next week, we probably do see prices down here. And then we sing Kumbaya, the sun shines, and we do our happy dance as we get our freak on to the upside. Okay. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. You guys know what it is, right? We're expecting KTA here to see new all-time highs. We're expecting this breakout to happen any day, any week. Now, probably not this day, probably not this week. Maybe sometime next week, if not the following week. The second week of February is looking promising. If not the first week, we'll see, but probably toward the end of the first week. And that next move up, when we break out of this lower range, should take us somewhere around 60 to 65 cents. What is it, 70 cents? Let's see, high to low here. 68 to 80 cents, somewhere in that range. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.